Welcome to the Panic Button, everyone. I'm Nina.
I'm Jessie.
Today we're reacting to a video by Think Before You Sleep. It's titled, Why No One Wants to Date Trans Women.
I have a couple opinions.
Right off the bat.
I mean, just in general, if you were to ask me why people don't want to.
Why?
Number one, if you're trying to identify as the opposite gender and you want someone to validate that, you're going to need them to be at least bisexual, and most people aren't bisexual. That's like the start of it, you know?
The biggest group in the LGBTQ are bisexuals, though.
But most people aren't bisexual in life, right?
Yeah.
So that makes it hard to date anyways, because you're going to have to be okay with both things, right? Mm-hmm. Which I think is limiting in the dating atmosphere. You also obviously have people who are just mentally ill and pretending to be trans, like Lily Tino and a cacophony of others. And so it makes people more hesitant to want to have a relationship with someone if they think they're cuckoo.
Yeah.
Was that all monetizable?
I think so.
I didn't swear, did I?
No. Okay, let's just jump into it.
A lot of people question my sexuality because they think that I'm gay because I'm with a trans woman, because yes, she originally was a man, but truly, in her heart, she is a woman. So therefore, I feel I am straight.
I've never been less convinced that a guy was straight. You can always tell someone is LARPing because they'll say things that a straight person would never say.
I've never seen a photo of Elena before she was transitioned.
Do you want to?
Yeah, let's do it. Yeah, let's do it, because I love you and it doesn't matter. I love it. That is a handsome man. I will put it out there. I just say a man's handsome. I'm comfortable with my sexuality. That is a handsome man. And if I was a girl, I would go for that guy too.
Right. It's always the guy who's about to do something gay that's like, I'm comfortable with my sexuality. Clearly you aren't, because you're pretending to be something that you're not. I mean, it's fine if he's gay. It's current year. Who cares? The only thing people have an issue with is those who try to distort reality or just outright lie to everyone to justify their worldview, especially when you do it in front of kids.
This week is Trans Visibility Week. What does it mean to be visible? Yes, trans people do exist. Do you have to be trans? No, no one is forcing you to be trans. I'm not forcing you to be trans. Do you have to love trans people? No. Be cool if you did, but no, you don't have to.
That's a class of middle schoolers, by the way, a math class, because why would you teach math in a math class when there's gender ideology to preach to an impressionable audience? But this guy obviously has never been on Twitter before, because there are tons of videos there of trans people saying that you have to be in a relationship with them or you're a bad person.
If you're cis and you won't date trans folks, you're a transphobe.
Well, I guess this one wasn't even that bad. At least it wasn't one of the ones where they threaten to kill you because you have a different opinion. But for that math teacher to pretend that this isn't one of the most radical groups of people trying to force their ideas onto everyone, especially over the past 5 years, is crazy. Fortunately, fatigue has set in and people are just done with it. Also, it turns out that despite the first video that I showed, the trans dating scene isn't the greatest. There's a lot of people who are transitioning and finding out that nobody wants them. And this mostly seems to be due to the fact that instead of sticking with people who are interested, they are hell-bent on forcing themselves into other people's spaces. This is why there have been tons of videos of them going around and saying, no, seriously, it's not gay.
I'm sorry, but as a trans woman, I think straight men need to get behind the idea that dating somebody or being attracted to somebody who is feminine or trans, in my case, does not make you gay.
I don't think it makes you straight either.
This is the problem that I just don't understand. What's wrong with being gay? What's wrong with them acknowledging that a man dating them is gay, unless they are truly homophobic or they're just trying to convince straight guys that they can sleep with a guy and not be gay?
I'm sorry, I just have to say this. We've both dated men in the past.
Yeah.
Regardless of if we slept with them or not, because, I mean, we didn't. But still, that does not take away from our lesbianism.
Yeah.
You prefer Gold Star lesbians.
Yeah.
But does a woman who had sex with a man once, twice, maybe 5 times max, right? Does she not count as a lesbian if she's only been with women for the rest of her life?
Was she enjoying sex with a man?
No, she was trying to figure out if she was in the right relationships. She was dating, and she felt like she had to date men.
Oh, well,
and
then, yeah.
She did it because she felt like she wanted to try and see if she liked it or not, right?
Like she'd be gay.
Right. So what difference does it make with a man? I understand men are more aggressive with each other and more like definitive on what is gay and what isn't. But hypothetically, that is a gay experience. That is not gay forever. If you find a trans woman attractive as a man and you decide that she's attractive enough that you're willing to attempt to sleep with her, that doesn't make you inherently gay. But if you proceed to have a relationship and enjoy the sex with her, then you are sexually gay. Maybe like physically attracted to feminine qualities still, but you still are sexually acting in a gay way.
Or feminine qualities on a man.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying though?
Yeah.
Like being intimate with someone at one point in your life when you're unaware of what you want does not make your sexuality.
Right. But if you're stern in your sexuality as a straight man and you're going and sleeping with men who think they're women, well, then you're definitely not a straight man.
If you're like flip flopping, or you're like, no, I'm straight, but I'm doing this. I never said that. I'm simply saying it's okay, especially in today's day and age, to be like, I tried some things out and I didn't like. I've talked about this, so you're probably gonna hear me repeat myself. But I went on a date way before I met you. You know this. I went on a date with a trans woman and I went on a date with a trans man, and I guess I technically dated a non-binary person for a while before you and I got together. So I'm not talking from like a place of, oh, fuck you. I'm saying like, because am I someone who's into trannies because I dated a couple trans people? Or am I just someone who was very open-minded and took a date? There were dates. I went on single dates except for the non-binary person, right?
I'm going to say you were desperate.
But I was also too open-minded.
Mm-hmm.
Or open-minded. I mean, if you want to be that open-minded, it's up to you. But I also found out after those experiences that I didn't like them. And I didn't go after them again. So, to each their own.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still a lesbian.
Yeah. But what's wrong with being gay?
I understand that.
Why are we regressing back into, we can't say we're gay because that's bad. That's bad.
Because they pretended people hated being gay still. They pretended that everyone was so mad about gay that now they have to be straight, right?
Yeah.
They like convinced themselves of something that was a lie and then pushed themselves into this corner.
But if you're part of the acronym and you're a man who thinks he's a woman who's attracted to men, then it doesn't matter. Like, sexuality is sex. It's not gender or identity or personality. It has to do with the biological sex of both people, regardless of how they identify.
Well, to them,
if you're like afraid of being a gay man, well, then you're have some internalized homophobia you need to work out. But trying to convince straight men that they're not gay if they sleep with you, well, that's just being dishonest and deceitful.
You don't understand, because you asked a question. Is sex not just biological to them? Sex isn't gender. They're going to use that same argument on their fucking side. I don't agree with it. They're going to use the same argument. Oh, well, sex is just parts and gender's what's real.
Well,
gender's what they care about.
You're using your parts that are your sexual organs in order to have sex. So
yes, and I understand gender dysphoria may be different for other people, but normally it has something to do with the genitals, and so I could imagine performing acts with those would probably bring you more gender dysphoria.
Mm-hmm.
So unless you're actually like through the process, I don't know how it's so, oh, I need someone to have sex with me. Do you know what I mean? Because wouldn't you be so uncomfortable with your gender dysphoria and everything? Or is it just how your face looks? Because that doesn't sound like gender dysphoria to me. You know what I mean?
I don't know, man.
Does that make sense? Mm-hmm. Am I making sense?
Kinda. Hey, let's continue on.
That's as generous as I can be. Though you can tell this is an issue because it's not that hard to find video after video of them reassuring you that it's not gay or saying, why won't straight men date us? Here's another one.
Apparently some guys aren't willing to date trans girls, but I just don't understand why. Can you even give me one good reason
Penis.
why someone wouldn't like trans girls?
Penis.
I had to crop the video because his
Penis.
junk was showing. You're welcome.
Here we go.
The penis.
Also, he's not a very attractive man-woman, so there's that as well. But yeah, it's called You Have a Penis. Surprise.
Yeah, and the thing is, some guys, because some trans women look great in pictures.
Yeah, until they get naked.
So some men will go as far to ask you to go home with them.
Mm-hmm. Then once they see the penis, I mean, it's gonna go either one or two ways.
Don't you think it's important to tell them before you go home with them? Why are you trying to pretend like you're just women? You're co-opting what it means to be a woman. Insisting that you are what we are, and then trying to convince men, which is what you guys were to begin with, that you are these women and they shouldn't beat you up. Instead, they should put their genitals inside you. Did I miss anything?
Inside the only two places you can. But I was thinking that
Sorry, it was just a very important train to follow.
I think some of these trans women fetishize straight men, and maybe that's another reason why they transition, and it has nothing to do with gender dysphoria. But if you're trying to convince straight men to sleep with you because that's what you're attracted to.
It's a power move.
Yeah, it's very much R-wordy. Maybe they get off on deceiving straight men. I mean, that could also be a thing.
I think
men are weird, you know.
For a lot of them, it's
twisted sometimes.
For a lot of them, it's confusing people. It's making them. Not a lot of them. I don't want to say that. For the weirdos and the freaks, it's about confusing men. It's about making them feel some kind of way. It's the same reason that weird old men pretend to be little girls online. It's a weird thing where they want to take away something from you. They want to take away something you have and only to yourself.
Which is your sexuality and who you are.
And they will go as far as catfishing people, which I'm sure you've seen on the actual show Catfish.
Would it be transfishing people?
Well, I mean, I was going to reference Catfish specifically where they'll use another woman's, like a woman online's pictures.
Yeah, they'll pretend to be someone else.
But it'll just be like a man behind. They wouldn't even put the effort in. Because I feel like that was the steps before this. Before trans was everywhere, they were the people on Catfish.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to be rude, but those are the people who are going in and doing this because they want something they know they can't get.
Yeah, so a lot of these men pretending to be women are just catfishing straight men.
Oh, 1,000%. I would say that transitioning and not disclosing to someone you are planning on being intimate with, that would be catfishing, and I don't know if it can be legally pursued, but it should.
The people who are saying, "Oh, you can't tell me who I am," are the same people who are taking other people's sexualities in their own hands and telling them what their sexuality is.
I'm not telling you who you are. I'm telling you that what you're performing from a scientific angle.
I was talking about trans women specifically, ones that are attracted to gay men.
What I'm saying is that I'm telling you biologically that you are gay, and we're not coming here attacking you. This is just a scientific fact. Now, I guess maybe the argument can be made, what if they have a neo-genital? Is it still gay?
Absolutely.
Well, is it, because it's not penis then?
You were still born a dude. You're still having sex with someone who was born a dude. I don't care if you cut off your dick. You're still a dude. You still have a prostate, don't you? You're going to get that removed too?
What if the guy, instead of saying that he does date people who are trans, like just vaguely, what if he says he only dates post-op?
He's still gay. Like, that doesn't change anything.
I'm just curious. I got people in the comments.
So biologically a male, no matter what you cut off.
I want to take a poll and opinions so I can get a read for the room. I mean, yes, obviously it's biologically gay.
Welcome. A lot of these people, if not most of them, have all the male biology, and they're telling you that it's not gay simply because they're saying that they're a woman. So either this is trolling or this person is extremely self-centered and doesn't understand other people. I mean, it could be trolling. A lot of them do use rage bait to promote their OnlyFans. Anyway, outside of the fact that most of these people are nowhere near passing and are basically just a guy with long hair, even the ones that do pass decently don't act like women. I have yet to see one who has. They are either fully just a dude with a wig with no feminine qualities at all, or they're like a caricature of what a guy thinks a woman is, or they act like catty gay men. They don't actually understand femininity. Also, they can't have kids. That's a pretty big consideration for a relationship. And no amount of coping or reassuring yourself is going to change reality.
Just so we're abundantly clear, trans women are real women, and trans men are real men. Full stop.
They act like this is such an own every time they say it. Well, if it was true...
Aggressive much? Man much?
This is why so many people have agreed with them. It's because that's scary. And if I was at work and someone came up to me and said that, I'd be like, okay.
I remember seeing a post on X where a quote-unquote trans woman, a dude who thinks he's a chick, was saying, no woman has ever approached me or had anything bad to say about me while I was in the women's restroom. And it's like, well, I mean, Exhibit A... Obviously, a woman's not going to come up to some aggressive dude like this guy.
Full stop.
Be like, get out of my freaking bathroom, you weirdo, because I mean, they're aggressive men. What do you expect women to just go and get into a fist fight with these dudes in their locker room and bathroom?
Tell that's a tall guy too. That's a tall guy who is coming out with rage. Dude.
I'm not gonna be a part of your like crazy ideology or whatever the frick you think you are. I'm not playing into your delusion. I'm just not doing it. Forcing people to do stuff and to believe in things that they don't want to believe in, that's not the way to go. That's the way to get more people to dislike you instead of like you. But of course, they don't care. They'd rather have people dislike them because, well, guys are going to guy, right? Boys will be boys.
I work in a retail setting, and all I could imagine is that was a customer coming up and just people say the wildest things to me.
Just say no and walk away.
And I wouldn't even bother fighting at that point.
No.
I would just be like, okay. And then I'd guess what they needed, and then we'd move on.
Take a fire extinguisher and just...
I don't have it in me to fight whatever that demon is. I don't have it. I don't agree. I'm just saying, okay.
Sleep paralysis demon.
I can't imagine bumping into that in real life.
No, thank you.
You wouldn't have to keep notifying people because, as they say, any man who must say, I am the king, is no true king. And for all the female allies who are trying to virtue signal and force others to participate in this, tell her that she's so beautiful because she looks just like a trans woman and watch her get pissed. Now, personally, as long as they're adults, I think they can do whatever they want. But don't force it on kids and don't try to bully others into participating. In fact, you can't really force anyone to do something they don't actually want to do. If someone is good at convincing people over to their side, like say if I'm good at convincing you, then it's only because I'm able to tell you how what I want gets you what you want. If you don't follow that process, you aren't going to convince anyone of anything. Unless you use violence. Well, maybe that's the point. Maybe the whole movement is intended to radicalize people. Anyway.
If being trans was a choice, why on earth would someone choose to be a woman in a patriarchal world?
Because it's a fucking fetish, Janet! That's what cross-dressing has always been about for these men. They're not some poor, vulnerable people oppressed because they're women born into men's bodies. They're men with fetishes. I get aroused when I have gender euphoria. Is that weird? You can go to any of their forums and listen to the things that they say to each other when they think that dumbasses like you aren't listening. At best, these are men who see women as a fetish costume and not as human beings. And at worst, they're men who get off on our discomfort when they invade our spaces, watch us undress, threatening to rape lesbians if they won't suck their girl dicks.
Personally, I think there are certain people who have more honest intentions than others. But also, let's not ignore the elephant in the room, which is that a lot of this is likely caused by porn addiction and early porn exposure, at least on the male side. Again, I don't think it's everybody, but probably a good rule of thumb.
Yeah, parents, you should be really watching what your little boys are watching, just like... and what they're scrolling through on their phones or their laptops, because they could end up trans. If they're watching too much of the explicit adult content.
It's not even just watching. They have all those chat rooms and stuff, and they happen. When I was a kid, they were around, and so now I can only imagine it's like tenfold
everywhere.
And like people are like, "Oh, I got groomed. I definitely probably talked to people who were way older than I knew when I was young. I actually had when I was 15, I met a girl online who was 17 going on 18. And yes, we still talk. And yes, that was closer in age than some others. But still.
You still talk now?
Only occasionally. Yeah.
Why?
Just hits me up and says, "How are you?" And I say, "I'm fine."
Okay.
I've talked to you about her before.
Yeah, I didn't know you still talk to her.
Not like regularly. Last time I talked to her was probably like 6 months ago.
It's very strange.
Yeah, she hits me up. But my point with that is that it's dangerous out there. I was lucky enough to actually find someone who was a female and honest about her age, which is rare online.
For being able to tell which ones are the porn addicts is to just look at all the activists who are trying to force feed gender ideology on everyone.
My pronouns aren't preferred, they are mandatory.
Jesus Christ.
Do not purposefully misgender trans people. You do not get to decide how someone identifies. My pronouns aren't preferred, they are mandatory.
Yo, you can't tell me they don't try to look like cartoon characters. What's with that little mustache?
I don't know. I was like, is that a mustache or the lighting?
No, that's a little mustache.
It's like mandatory to who? Like, who's going to listen to you? Are you Jesus? Are you the president? Are you a cop? What are you going to do?
I think it's important to put the man in the car next to this woman and be like, you see, if she walked up and sang this song to me, I'd be like, fuck off, dude. But if that dude came in and was like, trans women, I'd be like, okay. Okay, whatever you want, dog. This is why people are more scared of trans women than they are of trans men.
Because they're men. That's why. Because they're aggressive men.
I was going to say mostly the aggression.
It's them being men, dude.
I'm sorry,
you
but
ain't fooling anyone.
You can't call yourself a trans man and be like, you have to call me what I want to be. You have to call me what I want to be. And then the ones who think they're women are like,
I'm a woman.
Yeah,
Guys,
you're really showing your true colors there. Your true sex.
It's like, bruh, should you have transitioned? I don't think so. I think you made a really big mistake, and you're gonna regret it really quick. That little mustache is really funny to look at. I can't get over it.
Nothing. Most of these people who think they're trans, when it comes down to it, their biology will always take over their identity, their ideology. That's why they're like, biologically, men are more aggressive. Biologically, women are more, you know? It's showing through. Your biology's showing right through. Showing through the mask of whatever gender you're trying to be. That mask is not very convincing.
I think I had a mustache like that until I realized I had to wax. And I'm just kidding, but still, I'm so tired.
Why do all these people have to sing? But nothing's going to make me want to misgender a person more than saying pronouns are mandatory. Do any of them understand the tiniest amount of human psychology? Bullying seems to be their primary strategy with everything, and the LGB part of the acronym is upset with them too, because not only is bullying horrendous PR for gay people, but also on the dating apps. Just like how trans women will not disclose that they are trans on the straight apps, they often will not disclose that they are trans on the gay apps either when they're trying to date lesbians, and they've been trying to use intimidation to get women to date them.
No, you think you've got good reasons, maybe you do. But transphobia is transphobia, and you won't get a pass when we're through. We're human beings.
You see the difference between
I'm gonna push you up.
the men singing and the women singing? So you got the little we're gonna hey yeah. Why do you guys gotta be weird? At least
You look weird, man. There are trans women who don't look like it's a fetish, and then there's dudes who think they're women that do. This is a guy who looks like his femme mask is a fetish. Well, look at him.
Can I say something?
Lesbians, you want to date that? Hey, straight men, you want to date that?
Beings, not sex organs, cis lesbians, I'm talking to you.
Yeah, lesbians don't want them either. It would be nice if the cultural narrative amongst the trans group was to stick to people who want them and stop trying to trick everyone who's outside of that group. But maybe that...
No, I don't want them. If her and I break up, no way in hell will I ever go on a lesbian dating app. No.
What are you gonna do?
No more. I would rather be alone.
What are you gonna do if we break up, though? Like, what are you gonna do?
I'll be alone. There's no way in hell I'm getting on one of those damn apps. Are you crazy?
You don't think that after like a year you'd be like, get on one?
No, don't need it. Don't need it.
Where are you gonna find your next girlfriend then?
I don't need one right now, and I won't need one for years. I'll find one eventually.
You're right. You don't need one right now. I'm right here, and I'm not going anywhere. It was a test. You answered correctly.
I didn't know it was a test, but thank you.
It wasn't, but now it is.
That's too much to ask of the average Wokey. Now, going back to what that lady was saying about her gender being a fetish costume, I can see how it's off-putting to see tons of people playing pretend and publicly engaging in woman face.
Day one of being a girl, and I have already cried 3 times. I wrote a scathing email that I did not send. And then when someone asked me how I was, I said, I'm fine, when I wasn't fine.
These are the people who will say that blackface is offensive. I can also imagine how it's off-putting to watch how many of these people are essentially engaging in stolen valor by pretending to have menstruation cycles and demanding that they get sympathy for something that they don't actually have to experience.
Okay, sweeties.
I just want to say you've been saying that for years.
Which one?
Specifically stolen valor.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because that's what they do. It's exactly
she has
what they
been
do.
saying that for years. If you've been here, then you know.
Yep. Oh, this one's going to be aggressive. You could see it right now.
What is it? Nose ring detected, opinion rejected.
It's the burly face. It's the giant
it's a man
face.
trying to pretend it's a woman.
Yeah, he's too much. I just see aggression
and
coming.
the slits in the eyebrows, it's all to look apart.
You can also see that he was once an incel.
So
there's a lot of like female hate and aggression. You can see it.
I don't know how you see it. Okay.
Apparently, you're not wanting to understand or listen. I can tell you right now, my period I experience every month is very real, very valid, and very painful. But you know what? You go ahead and keep invalidating trans women. You go ahead and keep telling them that their experience is not real. Because if that makes you feel like a real woman, if that makes you feel so big and important, sweetie, then you go do it.
I mean, if I were a woman, I sure as hell would think the first person who I would want to be lectured by about womanhood is a man.
Wow.
Okay, crazy.
You are invalidating womanhood by existing as you are, and demanding that you must be seen the same as a woman. Now, we don't demand that we are the same as a straight couple. We have never demanded. We said that we love the same as a straight couple does, and therefore we should have the same rights. But we never demanded that we are the same as straight couples, because you know what? We can't naturally procreate, just like you can't naturally procreate.
We're not like saying that you don't have a period because we're trying to validate our own womanhood, because we already know
don't have a period. You have a prostate, not a fucking uterus.
We know we're women. We don't need to validate our womanhood. I don't think any woman has ever needed to validate her womanhood.
I think your birth certificate and your doctor's office have validated every bit of my womanhood. So
yeah.
An address who is pretending to know what a menstrual cycle is like and saying that you have to participate in that or you're a bigot, especially as every mentally ill pink-haired person is calling you slurs and saying that you're evil for not wanting to be called a slur.
Being a cis woman is not an insult. That is one of the stupidest things that I've ever heard in my entire life. The only people who have a problem with are people who are ignorant or hateful. And if you're ignorant about it, someone educates you about it, and you continue to be ignorant about it, then you are just a hateful person. Being cis just means that you are cisgender, which means that you are the gender you were assigned at birth. It just differentiates from trans people. You're a cis woman. Deal with it. Live with it. Be a better human being.
It's a slur, and it's all.
I don't want to be a better human being.
But no one calls you a cis man.
I don't want to be a better human being.
No one calls you that.
But you think calling us hateful is like going to do something? You think I'm like, oh my God, no, I'm not hateful. Oh yeah, I can definitely be. I don't care.
Also, choosing to not agree with something is a freedom of speech choice, right?
Yeah.
So if you want to educate me and I want to choose to not care, that's my freedom, baby. I'm going to execute every bit of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I hate that argument, man. That's a liberalized argument. That was the person I told you about earlier that person reminded me of, who we have to cut for reasons.
Yeah.
One time had a conversation with me talking about how important it was that I was with the community. And I was like, what you're not understanding is that I don't care about what you care about. And you don't care about what I care about. So this conversation is pointless.
Yeah.
And it's such an emotional point. Oh, I need you to hear me. I need you to hear me.
No, just shut up.
Maybe perchance I have heard you
and I don't
care. And I think your point is dumb, and I don't want to say it to your face because I'm trying to be nice. So, yeah, liberals, maybe stop leading with emotion. I agree. There's some emotional things like, oh no, this woman got pregnant and then her husband died before they had the baby, and now we should be sympathetic. I agree. But don't be like, you have to feel what she's feeling, because I probably don't.
Nah. And besides, most Americans are jaded. They're not going to give. They don't give two.
Well, at the end of the day,
raps about how you feel about things.
Every part of how America helps is by giving them money and taking money from you. So at the end of the day, it's not, oh, do you feel sympathy? I might feel sympathy, but I don't have the bank account or the money to say, here you go. And that's what it comes down to in America. Taxes.
Always been used as a slur against people who disagree with trans ideology. Just listen to the vitriol on how they say the word cis white male. The fact that you say that I'm a bad person for not agreeing with you only proves my point that cis is a slur, because the correct term is normal. So as I said, women are pissed about this.
Not a cis woman, I'm a woman. You say trans women are women, but then women become cis women as if we're a subtype of our own sex. And then you have the audacity to drag the very women that you're trying to emulate. How is that not the most misogynistic, patriarchal logic imaginable? How is it that my identity suddenly just needs a prefix? Why do women have to shift their language, their boundaries, their spaces, so everyone else can feel comfortable except actual woman? If a woman says, hey, I'm not comfortable with this, suddenly she's the problem? I don't need a new label to describe what I've always been.
Right. I'm not cis either. I'm normal.
Yeah, cis.
And no one's happy to be around trans activists when they're constantly trying to erase the existence of anyone who's not caught up in their game. Why would you want to be in a relationship with someone who acts like that?
Difference between cis and biological women. Biological women, quote unquote, it's an outdated term. It doesn't mean much of anything. Biological women puts down trans people.
Denying reality because you're offended is literally...
Oh no.
What a winner.
Who puts down trans people when you just tell them the truth?
Outdated term. It's an outdated term in the head of like retarded men like him.
So
that's
wait,
what this is.
They can educate us, but when we educate them, they can choose to ignore it, but we can't.
Wait, wouldn't that be like part of the patriarchy if men are trying to educate women?
Yes.
Men who are not only trying to be women, but are also trying to educate women. I mean, that sounds like they are part of the patriarchy. And, I mean, they're retarded assholes.
They're trying to co-opt everything it means to be a woman and get another bit of leverage. Like I said, they're trying to raise the stakes, get a little bit more because they haven't gotten enough as men, because women actually got a little bit more.
Yes.
Well, that's like women, when it came to the Me Too thing, was when women really got more power versus men because they had the societal power, right?
Yeah, and all these like little weenies and incels are like, oh, how do we get the power? Oh, we'll pretend to be women and then shame women because we know that they're weak emotionally.
Because we're jealous.
Into accepting us.
Because we're jealous of the fact that they have any bit of a right to say, hey, yeah, it's jealousy, it's anger, it's bitterness.
Yeah,
and they're just still not going to get laid.
Women hating men, just in woman face. That's it. It's nothing more.
Also, newsflash to anyone, I doubt you made it this far if you are, but if you're an incel and you're transitioning, you're still going to be an incel. It's not going to like make people more like you. If anything, you might get the trans for trans people, but it doesn't make you any, like, you're not going to get some of what you are looking for.
Nah.
Yeah.
Literally the definition of being mentally ill. Also, the LGBT people who are not deranged don't give a shit about any of this. They just want to be left alone. That's what gay rights was originally about. Now gay rights is about demanding people participate in your fetish. Also, shouldn't this guy be on a registry or something for filming in the women's bathroom with children present? Speaking of registries, considering that these people are so insistent on forcing their way into everyone else's spaces, another consideration for long-term relationships is, are you safe to have around kids? And from my perspective, there's so much sexually inappropriate behavior from these people that the answer is largely no.
We will not let fear win. A world without trans...
Yeah, you notice how, like, gay people, we got our marriage rights, and there was no messing with kids. But then when trans started becoming a thing after the vid, what happened was we got drag queen story hour, we got drag shows for children, we got LGBT blah blah inserted into like every show. We got like trans teachers and like men invading our word shelters. It just became crazy. Once the trans became popular, it became unsafe for women and children.
I am that woman. This lady right there.
This one.
Give it a zoom in.
She's holding in a fart.
She's scared. What do you mean? She's in between both of them.
Holy crap.
Yeah. And then my second
hell is
comment.
that,
My
dude?
second comment is woman,
Bro.
woman.
The two giant
we're supposed to say,
wow,
that and that are also women.
You mean the giants in the room?
We're supposed to say that, right?
According to who? Crazy?
Yes. My point is, woman. Woman. What? That's what they want us to call them. But if I saw that group, I would be like, okay, I can tell.
No, you're not forcing anyone to do anything they don't want to do. And if you do, well, then you're just being a manipulative creep.
It low-key looks like these two trans women are holding the rest of these women hostage.
Aren't they just drag queens?
I don't know, but
that would be gay men in costume.
For context, it seems like these two drag queen trans people are holding the rest of the women hostage, and they're like, "You will give us the title of women. You will
give us the title.
Is this going to get us demonetized?
I don't know.
Like,
people
comment, and
has never
subscribe.
existed.
Pew.
A world without drag has never existed, and it never will. Queer people have always been here amongst us. Drag is art. Drag is culture. Drag is educational. Drag is creative. Drag is comedy, but drag is not.
How is it educational to be taking off your clothes and dancing around singing Judy Garland tunes or Barbara Streisand, Liza Minnelli, Cher? Well, how is it education? What am I getting out of being educated by a drag queen?
If I were to play devil's advocate, not for children, obviously, but I guess for adults, their shows would be informative, but not, that wouldn't be the main goal, right? You'd be informed of gay culture.
Yeah, because they're gay men in costume.
You'd be informed of fashion and musicals. And that's the information you're leaving with.
But they're just gay men. The drag has nothing to do with being informed of musicals and whatever. They're just gay men do that all the time. Drag queens. We didn't need
I've
them.
never been to a drag show. I don't know. I'm just trying to give what I think they'd give. I'm trying to give a little. This is what they'd say. It's educational in those ways. But I don't think it is. I think they also would say it's educational because it exposes children.
Also, what the hell is this child doing here?
All women, they're all being held hostage by these two drag queens.
These two men,
they're like,
in costume.
Give me my rights. I want to be a woman just like you. They're heisting it.
Yeah.
A crime.
They're still fighting to do sexually inappropriate drag shows for kids. I don't know why these people haven't been arrested.
I will
Those are
take your hotel.
babies.
Your own children will. Your children will see us. Your children will love us. And your children will join us.
I don't think I've seen a clearer admission of intent.
Someone needs to get off the drugs. For real. Your children will love us. Your children will join us.
We've seen this clip before, and it's always scary.
It's always very frightening. Remember when they said they weren't coming after children? Well, so much for that.
You see, guys, now, the right answer is you shouldn't be scared. I have no interest in your children. In fact, I'd rather not be around kids. But instead, you're begging for them, and that's weird.
Weird. That should be criminal.
Now, you don't have to say that you'd rather not be around kids. You could say maybe I have my own kids.
This is not for children.
I don't want to talk to your
accurate.
child about this. If there's any questions that the kid asks me, I'll direct them to you so you can give them the right answer for what you'd like. But not, your children will join us. That's not the right way to handle it.
Trans will be criminalized eventually. Keep going in this direction.
Yeah, I mean, I do agree that, trans people who are truly trying to live their best life and not actually cause a stink, right?
Mm-hmm.
They should be normal, and people should feel comfortable to have their kids not around them doing drag, but, around them in general. And if you want to really be appropriate, just tell the parent, hey, just let me know how you want me to handle it. I don't want to be weird.
Out of all the people who identify as trans, how do you pinpoint which one those are?
Well, I'd assume that this is someone that you're probably friends with, not you, but in the context of a relationship where someone would have kids.
Mm-hmm.
But the problem is that these people are bringing kids to, Pride and stuff.
Yeah, where there are naked men on bicycles or walking around and waving at them.
They're basically begging for a trans person to talk to their kid. I'm sorry.
The way it goes like that, I mean, trans will be criminalized eventually if we're going down, because now you're making trans look like not only perverts but PDF files.
Well, then the people who are supporting the trans people are treating them like mascots, and they're like, Timmy, quick, get your yearly picture with Stacy the tranny.
Yeah, I know she's wearing no clothes, but that's just natural, honey.
Say cheese next to his balls. Her balls.
Her balls. Her bulge. Normalize the bulge. Yeah, no, not a good look. Not a good look at all.
No, but I do think there are people like Blair and like Buck who are involved.
I'd say they're the 1%ers out of
obviously,
the rest of them.
Obviously, and there should be a time and a place where those people can talk about having kids, being around kids, but not the creepy ones who are screaming about it in the streets.
No, they have mental issues, severe mental issues, and they're using trans as a cover-up so they can get away with letting their mental issues take flight.
And to groom kids. How is it that there are so many of these people caught on camera doing stripper dances in front of a very young audience and none of them go to jail? It's like how they won't give any prison time to the guy who's committed 80 felonies.
It's really, really easy. I'll explain. There are PDF files in this world, right? And they figured that there was a loophole. If you pretend to be a woman and you say you're trans, you can get away with doing weird stuff in the name of inclusivity and educational purposes. And most of the time, they do get away with it. So more join in.
Well, more join in because they get away with it, and then they feel like they're entitled to it because nobody stopped them.
Mm-hmm. And then they just keep going and going and going until they get caught by Chris Hansen.
I wish they did.
There really has been zero punishment for any of these people doing this stuff in front of kids. Well, there has been some momentum on that, I guess. A bill banning medically transitioning kids just passed the House of Representatives. Hopefully it gets signed into law. This should have been done years ago. All this weird stuff around kids has to stop.
I'm a student at Martin Luther King High School, and I run on the cross-country team. So I'm constantly affected by these actions that have taken place this season. And I have been around the females and just my team in general who have felt almost silenced to speak out about it. And it is not okay that I have to be in a position where I'm going to practice and having to see a male in booty shorts and having to see that around me. As a 16-year-old girl, I don't find that as a safe environment. I don't at all. And going into a locker room and seeing males in there, I don't find that safe. I don't find going to the bathroom safe when there's guys in there. It's not okay. I'm a 16-year-old girl. There's girls around me where we do not feel safe having boys in our environment. And it isn't okay. It isn't okay to have them on our team.
Right. It's not okay. These kids are just trying to go to school and live out their lives, and you're trying to force some shit in there that doesn't belong, followed by calling the kids hateful or evil for feeling uncomfortable about something that should make them feel uncomfortable. The whole idea that impressionable kids should have to be regularly taught and exposed to any of this stuff is ridiculous.
The more you tell people that they're hateful and evil, the less they will care in the long run. And as they get older, they will become desensitized from these words, and they'll become, dare I say, hateful, and rightfully so.
Can I just say, as someone who regretted being so open-minded at a young age, it makes me very excited for the next generation, seeing more kids speak out about it. People who are clearly younger than me, not saying I'm old, but like people who are clearly younger than me and actually speaking out about it makes me very, very happy. Because like I said, I didn't date those people, number one, because I was desperate. I could have waited and found someone else. It was more because I felt like, well, I have to be open-minded, right? And that's a problem because I think more and more young people, I'm not sure about men, but definitely women, gay women specifically, are more likely to try and date someone like that because they feel like they have to be open-minded. And that's why it makes me proud to see people of her age saying, no, I'm not letting men in my space. There are other women here, and they don't want it. Not even women, girls.
Yeah. Liberal women will say you have to be open-minded, you have to be accepting, but also speak out if a male makes you feel uncomfortable. Unless he says he's a woman, then shut up, you bigot. It's, kids and young women are going to figure out what the deal is. They're going to be able to figure out that none of this makes any sense. And what you're telling them isn't actually what you're telling them. You're telling them to speak out and at the same time shut up. Because men who think they're women are more entitled to their spaces than they are.
Yeah.
Women are going to get pissed. Young girls are going to get pissed, and they're going to grow up and not be as accepting as the millennials and boomers have been.
Wouldn't that
this bullshit?
When does Gen Z technically cut off? Is that Gen Z in high school now, or is it Gen Alpha?
Alpha, I think.
So I guess even Gen Z is so.
Gen Z is a mess.
I mean, yeah, I know. But that was me at like 19 and 20, and I met you at 22.
I'd say your generation is probably split when it comes to the trans thing. Millennials, I'd say they're more accepting, unlike people like me. Gen Zers, I don't think
I'm a Gen Zer.
I'm sorry, a Gen
Alpha? Millennials. Boomers.
Gen X. I don't really know where they stand, but I know that boomers, for the most part, seem to be very gung-ho for this stuff, this weird stuff that's going on.
Also, what a coincidence that LGBT identification has increased around the same time they started force-feeding this stuff into schools. And look at the age group that it's increasing in. Even Hassan Piker's dog isn't shocked by these stats. I mean, dating is already hard enough. Why are you pushing these kids to grow up as sterile adults that very few people will want to be in a long-term relationship with because they can't have kids? Don't the people promoting this stuff go on Reddit? Like, the number one complaint from the child-free Reddit is that they can't find long-term relationship partners because they don't want kids. I also find all of this particularly messed up when the cure for most of these kids' gender dysphoria is just letting them go through puberty. Medically transitioning minors should be punishable with life in prison or worse. Not to mention the mental health issues that come along with transitioning. Another big reason why these people are having trouble finding long-term relationships is because statistically, they have numerous mental health issues that no one wants to deal with because instead of going to therapy, they took HRT. I have yet to see evidence that gender-affirming care fixes mental health issues. And I think that activists telling these people that a surgery will fix their bipolar disorder or their borderline personality is highly immoral. Really, if you want to fix mental health problems, then you need a team of people around you who will be honest and not enable your pathological behaviors, which is why the whole idea of preaching delusion about how other people feel about things like the dating market and then calling them hateful Nazis for voicing their opinion.
Yeah, if you, mainstream media and activists are only going to lie to you 100% of the time. So if you're like up in the air about this stuff, the less people you want to listen to are people in mainstream media or activists. You want to do your own research and think for yourself, not be bullied into thinking a certain way because you'll be called a name. Like who, like, why would you even care to be called a name? Ooh, it's so scary. Because they try to convince people that words are violence, which means that violence hurts and words hurt. But people only if you allow them to.
People like that are still worried about things like cancel culture.
Yeah, that's retarded. That means that they haven't
realized number one that cancel culture doesn't really exist anymore because people are going to watch who they like.
Mm-hmm.
But also, cancel culture is a toxic entity to begin with. If you're fearing cancel culture, then you should probably just get out whatever you're scared of getting out.
Or maybe just ditch all your friends. Because they're very toxic
work-wise,
people.
you could, unless it's like...
If you're surrounded by all these people...
Cancel culture is what it is.
If you're surrounded by all of them, at work, your friend group, and you're starting to change your mind, you're going to lose all your friends. But that's actually a very, very beneficial thing in the long run.
Not always. You'd be
so.
surprised at how many people are still friends with people despite differences of opinions.
When it comes to stuff like this, so extreme?
I'm not sure about that extreme, but I think that there are some people who remain friends despite disagreements, yeah.
Well, it all depends. I was saying, like, you're surrounded by these people and you're starting to be like, oh, this is a little bit too far.
Well, yeah, it depends on the person's opinion.
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
Yeah, I don't think you're going to necessarily lose all your friends just because you agree or disagree on this front. I mean, like, if you like PDF files, I think that might get you to lose all your friends.
If you're a girl and all your friends are girls and they all think this way, then yeah, you're going to be pushed out of the group.
That's girls though. That's like kid shit.
Girls are catty, but girls are replaceable.
Sorry, I guess my point is you shouldn't lose.
Just find someone else.
You should not lose all your friends, and the people who can actually be smarter and have disagreements and productive conversations are better off.
You should be able to think for yourself and not be bullied by other people in your life to think whatever they want you to think, because then they're not actually friends. And they would just be nothing better than the SS.
I think it's okay to have friends that you have disagreements with, and that it's actually healthy to have people you can disagree with but still be friendly with.
Yeah, all depends on the disagreement, I'd say. Almost done with this.
Is only going to make people's mental health worse. Well, as I said earlier, maybe that's the point. But the cruelest thing that you can do to someone who is mentally ill is be dishonest. Many people get stuck in things like addictions for years or decades because nobody will tell them the truth. Like I said, if you're an adult, do what you want. It's your life. But no one should be forced to participate. Anyway, thanks for watching. Follow me on Twitter.
Well, thanks for that. Think before you sleep. Definitely not something I'd watch before I sleep, though, because I probably...
Get too down the wormhole.
Oh, man. Yeah, I wouldn't be able to sleep.
Yeah, you'd have to watch way more videos to figure out what you were thinking.
I'd have to watch the Golden Girls before I went to sleep in order to erase all those singing men from my head.
You can't see the Golden Girls, I think, behind me.
Nah. Yeah. Anyway, what do you guys think? Like and subscribe, join our memberships to keep this channel going.
Comment below.
And we'll see you in the next one.
We love you.
Bye.
You got to tell them you love them.
Love you.